Good morning, everyone. At least East Coast of the U.S. Market opens up in about 2 hours, so I want to make a quick little video here talking about my thoughts heading into this week. I guess especially today. Futures, they look basically just neutral. I'm really looking at looking at E-mini right now. This, even though it looks really bad, I consider it good because of the amount of cent gaps that we have here. These are pretty rare. I have a big philosophy on cent gaps on the 1 minute time frame. I think they mean a lot on SPY. I think they mean a lot on futures, and especially mean a lot on Bitcoin. And just high volume stocks, really. So, because we have a cent gap that formed off the breakdown here, I think that this is going to get filled. The only question, and one thing that I'll never be able to know, is how long it takes to get these things filled. And usually on the E-minis, it doesn't take too long. They're heavily prioritized from what I've seen. So I'm thinking that no matter where this thing goes, that by the open, it'll just like open of the market, not like pre-market. It'll fill. So, but I have a little bit of a bias, right, based on where I see the sequence going, and so I mean, like it wouldn't make too much sense for today to be bad. I think if anything, it'll just be pure chop today. It SPY's like right at the top of this channel, and it could come down to retest the bottom here, which would be like a 1% drop, but I doubt it. I think if anything, it just doesn't make any sense. I think it should just go up here. I think today should just be green, because we got CPI on Tuesday, Fed on Wednesday, as we all know. And what better way to, plan CPI event than break out here, right? So, we go up maybe like 0.80, tread sideways, CPI comes out, brings us above all-time high, raises sentiment for a dovish Fed, thinks the news is going to be good, people think it's going to go to 500. Little bit of a rise into Fed. Fed comes out, spikes up 470 or whatever. And then whatever their decision is, which, as I've expressed before, will be bad because it will cause a correction. And someone in my last studies wrote asking me how I know they would cut rates, because I mentioned that. And I don't know. I just want to clarify that. I don't know what they'll decide. I don't know what decision would ultimately cause this thing to drop really hard, but if I had to give an answer, I'd say they're going to raise rates again. I think cutting would just be too much of a bitch move, and pausing would also be a bitch move. But pausing is also kind of hawkish if you think about it, I guess. But whatever the decision will be, it shouldn't be this high up just logically. What's really nice is that we have the sequence to go off of, which just kind of plays everything together. And, QQQ looks like it's above this channel here. So I would like to see QQQ break out, make a new high here. And that would line up across all the indexes, right? NASDAQ would do the same, SPY would do the same. So it looks really good. Microvision play was really bummed about how Friday went. Even though the indexes pushed levels that were surprising, it struggled to really get up or stay up. And so I was a little worried over the weekend of where this could go today. But based off of where the fractal would, allude to, I'd say today has to be green. So if Microvision gets above 2.8 or at least just retests 2.8, then I'm very, very confident. I'm very happy about where this will go. There's a really scary head and shoulders that could form here. Something like this. That would be that would suck, but not the end of the world. So I'd say overall bullish for today. Bitcoin dropped pretty hard at the open of futures, which is a little concerning. I think that Bitcoin is like the future sentiment. You know, if I just line up or if I just compare, if we go on the weekly, I have my cursors synced here, right? So if we go back, you know, you can see where Bitcoin began its drop and then where SPY began its drop. So, you know, Bitcoin was just a little bit sooner, and I'm a little worried here because I have people that are close to me that I care about that are in Bitcoin right now, and they've been riding this wave. You know, it's never really something that I want to say when it's like, hey, doesn't look too good. You know, it might drop pretty hard heading, you know, before Federal Reserve. But, you know, I'm just a random dude, you know. I can't give financial advice. So I'm a little skeptical here. I think Bitcoin's going to drop before the market does. And so if we see Bitcoin pull down, we can kind of validate, you know, the whole SPY path. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin wanted to come up and just test the top here, you know. I mean, this just looks like a gnarly bear flag. It's just kind of crazy, but we'll see what happens. I doubt a fast recovery. I mean, Federal Reserve is not far away. It's on Wednesday, and I don't see why or how price could really recover here and break up higher, but it's Bitcoin, it's a crypto. It's a mind of its own, so not going to go too much into that. But something to think about, right? AMC, I think I'm really bullish on AMC. This looks fantastic. I think you're gonna get a solid 9.50. That's been my target ever since the offering, right? Like I went in calls around here. Saw this new low happen, got the hell out. So, you know, it's just a little bit of an extended iteration. But I'm thinking that it'll come up and meet the target. Or if not, it'll just maybe just hit the top of this and then go down. But I'm pretty bullish on AMC. GameStop is a little tricky because didn't really make a lot of moves on Friday, just like Microvision. But I think today has to be green across the board. It really does. We really want to see small caps do something here before Federal Reserve because nothing's going to survive afterwards. Unless there's like some technicality that I'm missing when it comes to small cap investments when the Fed is hawkish. I don't know. But something's got to give here. And, you know, if GameStop does move today, if everything moves today, GameStop should top out around 2021. And then it should go down very, very, very far for spring. I think it'll make a new low, and when the SPY bottom comes in around 405, that's where I'll probably play GameStop calls, and that'll be a real squeeze for sure. So, you know, missed this one, it's fine, but there's gonna be another one. All I'm concerned about is getting decent money from Enviz, putting some into SPY puts, riding the wave down, and then riding GameStop up. And then I'm probably going to switch to share-centered investments. I'm not going to play options because once SPY bounces and it recovers and we enter a new bull market, I don't really see a lot of gains from options. I think it'll just be a long grind up when we make a new all-time high in the far future. So, but I'll go into that as we approach. I don't want to get too far, go off too far. So, VIX looks like it's breaking down from this support. Not too sure where it could go. I expected it to be a little bit lower because there's a gap in the 11. Since we will change the chart, I can't go back anymore, but there's a gap somewhere in the 11 range, and I am pretty sure I saw a gap in the 9 range way back here, but I can't go to that time frame anymore. So I'm just gonna assume it's still there, and VIX could go to 9, but that would just be crazy. I mean, 20% drop, you know, it's doable. It's probably too much, though. I mean, we got CPI, PPI, and then Fed all this week. So if everything, has this bullish sentiment heading into it, it's very possible. And, with how everything else looks, I mean, yeah, today I'm thinking it has to be green. It has to be bullish. Futures, these gaps have to get filled. Hopefully by open, SPY can make a recovery. And then I'll just push everything up. So yeah, look for green all around. Chop or green. We don't want drops here. We don't want big drops. If we do get anything like that, then we want a recovery before tomorrow. We want to try and retain some good levels here. Yeah, I think it looks good. So that's all I got. Hope you guys do well, and until next time, peace.